Welcome back to another monthly favorites, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I am just going to get right in and talk to you about some of my favorite things of the previous month and also some updates as well. Let's start with updates. So as some of you may already know, I've been working with Meals for a little while now, and I started shooting their flat lays, like just images on the website, but just flat photos. And then this time around, their photographer, Amber, went out of town. And so she asked me if I would be interested in shooting their new light denim collection. And I was so honored. I asked Maddie if she wanted to model, and she did. And so I shot some beautiful photos of her. And I also got to do her makeup. Amber also mentioned that they needed a male model and recommended Jason. And I've asked him before, and he finally said yes this time. And so he did it, and he was such a natural at this gig. And I thought he did such a good job. And so I got to shoot Jason for Meals, which is so fun. And I'm hoping that I get to shoot more friends and just people in general, because that was such an amazing experience. That's a pretty big deal for me, because I've been learning a lot as I've been working with Meals in terms of like the back end stuff and like everything that goes on behind the scenes, you know? I love shooting photos, and there are so many things I just don't know about it. And just learning from the photographer, Amber, and like learning how to place things and learning how to set up and just being more confident with that. Yeah, it's just, I really want to continue learning and then also get better at it. And I want to learn how to like Photoshop and edit and all of that too. For ceramics, I've been reworking some stuff. So I've made a bunch of ear platters before, but then I made this one right here, which is maybe the size of half my face, the size of my hand. I've made smaller ones before that have been used for ashtrays, incense holders, fragrance stones. And then I've made bigger ones that have been used for platters and such. And so I wanted to make a size that was kind of in between, still kind of exaggerated. And I figured this would be good for kind of like a balsamic olive oil dip, or just for your jewelry or whatever. Or it could just be hung up on a wall in a discreet area. But yeah, I just really like this glaze color. It's called Ranch Butter. And then I've also been reworking some like previous designs. So this right here is a toilet that I made. Well, okay, so the original design was a couple years ago that I made. So I had it on my website, made to order for really expensive because it was made in parts. So like this was its own part, this was its own part, this was its own part, the top, everything, right? And then when I make all the parts, I have to attach everything. And then it takes a really long time to dry because of all the attachments. And the failure rate is super high because everywhere there is an attachment, there's a chance of splitting. And so I never really enjoyed making these toilet phone amplifiers. That's what it is. A bunch of you have been sending me videos of this guy that has been going viral. He's a high school teacher, I believe. And one of his students made the toilet. And what she did, what I think she did, was that she made it out of a solid piece of clay. So with no attachments. And this was about a couple months ago. And that video went wildly viral. And so a bunch of people have been sending it to me. And so I've watched this clip on her variation of the toilet that I had made. But her version is a lot more structurally sound. And so I've been thinking about it for the last couple of months. And then I finally went back into the studio and then made or reworked the original design that I made. This is no longer made with attachments. It's just one solid piece of clay that has been just shaped by hand and then carved into in order to get this toilet shape. So it's a lot more structurally sound. It stays a lot more balanced. Though the drying time still takes a long time, I don't have to worry about cracks where the attachments would be. And I gotta say, it's a lot more fun to make and a lot less time consuming, and it still functions really well as a toilet phone amplifier. Yeah, so I'm gonna add this to my site and add some new things to my site as well. So check out saranwrap.com. I'm at my makeup desk right now, and it's time to put on some brows. And the one that I've been using is from e.l.f. It's the Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. I heard about this through Maddie. She mentioned how she's gone through several of these, and I needed a brow pencil because look at my eyebrows, they're so sparse. This has been fantastic because it's so precise, it's so thin. I kind of forgot about e.l.f. for a while. And so I went to Target and then looked around, found this brow pencil. I have the shade Cool Brown. I feel like for my skin, for my hair, I need to go for a more taupey, you know, cool range color, and I feel like a lot of brow products on the market are more warm tone. Also from e.l.f., I found this. This has been going viral on my TikTok, and the color that everyone wants is the cherry cola color. The color that I went with, because the cherry cola color was sold out, is called Plums Up. So it's a berry plum color. So I'll show you how pigmented this is. So I have a little bit of lip balm on my lips right now that's been sitting there for a few minutes. It's from Necessaire. What I do is I'll just take a little bit and run it across my lips. This is very similar to Benetint, but for me, it works way better, because for me, for whatever reason, Benetint gets everywhere. It gets all over my teeth, it gets all over my skin, and it stains too quickly. Whereas this, I still have a little bit of wiggle room to work with. Still have to work really quickly, but I do have a little wiggle room to work with throughout the day. On the lips, it does fade out a little bit, and then it looks a bit more natural. Right now it's looking pretty pigmented, but if you give it time, it'll look better. And for my eyes, I've been going back to this palette right here from Glossier. This is the monochromes in the color Teak. Just these 3 shades right here. And I primarily use these 2, and then every once in a while, if I'm going out, I'll use this, but very rarely. So I'll take the matte shade and just run it all across my lids. Maybe I'll bring a little bit down here too, but really close to my lash line. And then I'll take this shade right here, which is a little bit darker, more satiny. This kind of reminds me of the Urban Decay color Smog, which was my favorite in my early 20s. This is the one that I wore all the time. But yeah, I'll run that across and then try to blend it out as best as I can. I feel like this would be a good one and done shade for me as well, if I didn't want to go in with the other color. Yeah, that's what I've been doing on my eyes lately, and a couple lip products that I've been reaching for. This one's from Valentino. It's the spiked lip balms. It's magnetized. How cool is that? And the color that I like is the brown color. It is called Bold Brown, I believe. It doesn't say this on the container, but I'm pretty sure it's Bold Brown. It uses pH to kind of just balance out the color. And sometimes it'll be more brown, sometimes it will be more purpley, sometimes it will be more pink. But I really like this, and I like how moisturizing it is. Because the e.l.f. one doesn't have any moisturizer in it or moisturizing properties in it, I do have to follow up with a product like this. And it smells really good, and the packaging is beautiful. I also really like this one right here. This is from YSL. It's the YSL Love Shine Plumping Lip Oil Gloss. Color is 04, which is a little bit more of a brown color as well. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that and put it on the other side of my lips to show you. I love the smell of this. But yeah, they kind of both leave the same or similar effect. So it just kind of moisturizes my lips after I've stained it with the e.l.f. stain. Love these 2. I have a couple empties here that I want to share with you. Okay, so the first one is this Glossier deodorant. Fragrance that I have is called Cypress, I believe. It's this green one. And this container is refillable, so I can pop this out and then get a different scent and then pop it back in and then continue using this. Yeah, this one's called Sandstone Cypress. I love the smell of this. It's adjacent to Clean Laundry to me, and it works really well, and I don't get stinky after using this. I've been using this for maybe about 6 months. So when I started using this, I was in the process of growing out my pit hair. I let it grow out from November to March, I believe, because I had never done that before, and I was just kind of curious to see what it felt like, if it would change my scent at all. So I tried it out for a little bit. I ended up shaving it off in March. But what I noticed was that when my armpit hair was longer, it never really stank. But the issue is that it ate through deodorant. So I plowed through this pretty quickly in the beginning, and then as soon as I shaved my armpits, the deodorant extended for a very long time. I'm like, at this rate, I'm going to finish this in 3 months. And then it ended up extending quite a bit longer. I mean, that's a detail that doesn't really matter, but it's just something that I noticed. Only 2 empties this month. The second one is from Navinka. It's the Deep Firming Serum. And this works almost like, I would say, like an ampule or an essence in a way, because it's so lightweight and it really deeply hydrates the skin. So as soon as I put this on, it feels like it's already deeply moisturizing my skin, so I don't feel like I have to put on a moisturizer which I always do. But yeah, I kind of plowed through this pretty quickly and I really like it. And I'll probably repurchase this. I'm definitely going to repurchase this at some point, though I do have a backup deodorant right now that I'm using. I'm going to show you some goodies from my bathroom. Okay, so I have 2 SPFs here. This is the one that I like the most. This is from Clarins. It's the UV Plus Anti-Pollution Broad Spectrum SPF 50. However, whenever it gets in my eyes, I do have to avoid this whole area because if it gets in my eyes at all, I can't stop tearing up. My eyes are so sensitive to something inside this. So on days where I know that I'm going to be out and about and sweating and stuff, I'll use this. This one's from Glossier. It's the Invisible Shield Broad Spectrum SPF 50. This one, the texture is more of a clear gel, like silicone primer texture. And then this one's more of like a milky essence kind of texture. So that's why I like it so much. I like the milkier vibe. For body SPF, I was talking to my neighbor the other day and he just had a mole removed from his leg and a huge chunk of it disappeared, right? So it made me realize I never wear SPF on my body, and so I pulled this one out and started using this. This I got from Detox Market about a month ago. It's from Solera Skincare. It is SPF 30, so not much. It's a dry oil mineral sunscreen, and the reason why I like this is because I'm so used to using very thick, heavy SPF on my body, and it does feel kind of sticky. It doesn't feel great. And so when I use this, it just doesn't even feel like a sunscreen at all. It feels like I'm putting a deeply nourishing essence on my body instead of putting a thick, heavy cream. So that's why I've been reaching for this so much. And it also smells really good too. This is the deodorant that I am using to replace the Glossier one that I just finished up. And yeah, so far, so good. I don't have that many notes on it yet because it's only been a couple days. So yeah, I'll talk more on this later. And then during the summer, I get so lazy with lotions and oils and stuff. But then I got this from Cyclar a couple months ago, and I just started using it recently, and I'm plowing through it so quickly. This is the Cyclar Milky Essence. It doesn't really smell like anything. It has no scent really. And the reason why I like this so much is because my skin just drinks it up. It's kind of like, I know this analogy isn't a great analogy, but it's kind of like if you take a dry sponge and then you add a layer of lotion on top of it, it doesn't really sink in that well, right? And you're rubbing it back and forth, it doesn't really sink in. It's kind of like surface level. This one, because it's so milky, I feel like it just sinks into my skin. I don't have to rub it around so much, and then it doesn't feel sticky afterwards. You're meant to layer on a lotion on top of this, but I've just been using this on its own, and then obviously with sunscreen on top whenever I go outside. And it's been working really well for me. I haven't noticed any like dry patches on my skin or anything like that. And it's super easy to apply because it's just so liquidy. So this is why I've been reaching for this more. And if you have another recommendation for a body essence, because I haven't really experienced the world of body essences, let me know. I really like this. Oh my gosh. So I had some credit from Quince, and I was looking through their website, and then I noticed that they have a skincare section. I think it might be kind of new, but they carry the Augustinas Bader creams, like skincare products. So they have the cream and then the rich cream. And so I got both of them in the smaller containers just to test it out. Not really even to test it out, because anytime I'm at a Sephora or any beauty store that has this, I always like test it out, you know? I always get a little bit and put it on my hand and just like admire it, but I never purchase it because it's so freaking expensive. However, if you get it off Quince, you get credit back. So it's like you're spending less in a way. Anyway, the cream and the rich cream, the difference between the two is that the rich cream is way more popular, has way more reviews. A lot of people like it more. And I gotta say, I do like it more than I do the regular cream. If you were to spend your money on one, I think the rich cream is the way to go. However, the cream does have a really nice scent, and it does blend really easily. It's almost like applying, again, an essence to your face. These two, the cream for day and then the rich cream for nighttime, is all I've been using on my skin besides sunscreen during the day. I love how my makeup looks when I have this on, and I love waking up in the morning after wearing the rich one and just looking at my skin, and it just looks so much better. And it's only been a couple weeks since I started using this, so I do feel like I'm in the honeymoon phase, you know? It is achingly expensive, but I do understand why people love it so much. And I see it in so many videos with like Camille Rowe or like Alexa Chung. It's because it really does work. So yeah, I really like these so far. I don't think I've ever showed you this side of my house before, but we're in the laundry area right now. And I've got a bunch of things hanging here that I'm drying right now. But I spoke about these Quint Linen dresses in my last video. And I noticed that all I've been wearing are linen dresses and also linen, gosh, what is this? A robe. And so I wanted this shirt, which is also from Quint's. It kind of reminds me of like a 1950s shirt. It's a little bit boxy, but I don't know, something about the silhouette I just really liked. And the way that they featured it on their Instagram ads and like on their website, it was seen almost like a cover up for the beach. I really like the collar on this. And so I got it and I've been wearing this whenever I need something to go over my tank tops, or I just need a little extra something, right? And again, it's linen, so I can wear it for a couple days and it won't get stinky, which is ideal. And it stays nice and cool, and it kind of bounces off the skin a little bit. So even if you're sweaty, it's just like getting wicked off. So yeah, I really like the shirt. I think I'm gonna get it in a different color as well. These linens from Quint's, fantastic. And now we're in the kitchen, and this is one of the first things I bought when I first moved out. I've had this for maybe 18 years now. And I went through eras of using it a lot and then not using it at all, really. And Jason and I will do this thing where we'll put out like a table in front of our house of things that we're trying to declutter. We're in the process of decluttering right now. But yeah, we'll put a table out front, and it's all things that are free, basically, for anyone who's walking by. And this was on there for a little bit, and then my neighbor took it. And then this one day, I forgot what I was making, but I remember that he took it. So I was like, oh, Adrian, I hate to ask this, but do you still have this? And if you do, can I borrow it? And he's like, you should just take it. I haven't used it at all. And since then, we've been using it so much. I can't believe I put it on this free table, but it is an immersion blender. It's a plug-in one. They make them without the plugins now. Like you can fully charge and then use it hands-free. I don't mind the plug-in at all. I've been using it to make salad dressings, but we also use it for dips and creams. And then also our cat food. Our cats are so freaking finicky. So we went through a process of feeding them a bunch of wet food that they liked, and then one day they didn't like it anymore. And then one of us, I'm pretty sure it was me, had the brilliant idea of adding a little bit of water to it so that they drink more water, obviously, but also to whip it up so that it's more like a mousse or a souffle in a way, and serving it to the cats. And now they're addicted to their food. So yeah, we've been whipping up their food, which is so extra, but they seem to really enjoy it. And it's super quick with an immersion blender. And this one is a really old one. It's probably like 20 years old, but it still works. And I love this thing. And I can't believe I almost let it go. But yeah, fantastic purchase from 20 years ago. Like I said, Jason and I have been in the process of decluttering and moving things around the house. So we moved our records back over here. I moved my desk out here into the living room, and the room that I was in for my office is now going to be like the guest room. So I'm clearing that out today. I have a visitor this weekend, so I have to do that all today, which isn't that much work, honestly. Anyway, in terms of music, I'm in this DJ league with about, I think, 15 to 25 people. It's been super fun. So every week there's a new prompt. This week the prompt is good morning, so morning songs. But last week it was one hit wonders. I put Q Lazarus, Goodbye Horses. The week before that it was one word song. So I put Denise Williams, Free. So it's just your favorite song, and then you vote your favorite songs, and then you get placed. Right now I'm like somewhere right in the center. So I'm not winning, I'm not losing that much either. But it's just been really fun to explore the playlist every week and hear other people's selections. And so I've been researching and then revisiting music a lot more. Yeah, so I've been reworking the playlists that I have on Spotify. So if you're not already on my Spotify, go check it out. There's a bunch of playlists on there. I've been adding a ton of new music to a bunch of them, but the one that I'm focusing on right now is Fridays, and then I have like the one that's just my name. There's like hundreds, if not thousands of songs in that one, and I'm trying to rework it and just clear out the ones that I don't really like as much anymore, because that playlist has been going on for, I want to say 10 years, maybe more. I'm just trying to clear up everything and also declutter in the digital world as well. So yeah, check out my Spotify if you're not already there. We finally got a new rug. That's gotta be a favorite. I have a friend who cleans carpets, rugs, any upholstery really. So couches, love seats, whatever. And yeah, he had a stack of rugs and I needed a new rug because we had a jute rug here that was just disintegrating. And so he sent me a video of all the rugs that he had available. So we picked out this one because I do have a very millennial gray house. Like the walls are gray, the floors are gray. And so in order to combat that, you have to add a lot of color or warmth. And oh my gosh, it's really made such a huge difference. It's really brightened up my life. Every time I look out in the living room and I see the color of the rug, I'm just happy. I had no idea how much a rug can really change the room, and I'm super stoked on this one. Anyway, if you're in LA and you need upholstery or carpet cleaning or rug cleaning, you should hit this guy up because he'll come directly to you. He's super efficient and his prices are good. So yeah, I'll leave his info in the down bar. Again, I'm in the process of decluttering, so it looks kind of like a mess, but I wanted to show you a top that I really like. God, where is it? Oh no. Here it is. Okay. So this one is from Sison and it's a tank top. Oh my gosh, there's cat hair all over it. Anyway, it's a tank top that you can wear obviously as a tank top. It ties up on the sides right here. But what I've been doing, the reason why I haven't washed it is because I've just been wearing it over my clothes. So if I have a dress, I just wear this kind of over just like a vest, and the ties are so cute. And I've seen on their Instagram that women also wear this as their beach cover up as well. Totally versatile. You can wear it into fall as well. If you wear it with like a long sleeve puffy white shirt, it would look really good as something that goes over on top. So it's great for layering and also wearing just as a top on its own. I need to treat it with more respect. But yeah, I just wanted to show you this because it's my favorite top right now. Jason's best friend just moved into a new house, and so he gave us a great deal on this TV because he ended up getting an even bigger TV, if you can imagine. And what have we been watching? Well, let's see. We finished The Bear. It was not very good, to be honest, and I think they got bought for another season, so not gonna watch that. We started watching Dave again, which we've already watched before. I think Jason's already seen it like 3 or 4 times. It's about this rapper who's up and coming, and it's basically about him building his career, and it goes through his dating life and his insecurities and his neuroses and whatnot. And it's just entertaining to watch. I just started watching The Gilded Age, and so far I really like it. It's kind of like a grown-up version of Gossip Girl to me. I think it's really entertaining. However, I am only about 5 or 6 episodes deep because no one will watch it with me, and I don't really like watching TV when I'm on my own. I think Camilla's gonna start, and then once she's caught up, if she ever catches up, we'll start watching it together, so we'll see. If you have any show recommendations, please share. I'm really into High Maintenance, Dave, Atlanta, those types of shows. So anything adjacent to that, please share. This is a relatively new lamp, sorta. This is from a brand called Gantry. I think I have several lamps around the house that are from Gantry, but I really like this one because it's a floor lamp, so it doesn't take up any counter space. We have in our living room right now, which is probably, I don't know, around 200 or 300 square feet, we have 6 lamps, if you can imagine. So we're not about the big light life at all. We always use ambient light around. I like this one because it is dimmable, and then we have the switch down here, so I just light it with my feet back and forth. And yeah, I really like the way it looks in the bottom part of the lamp. It looks like this, but just rotated, and it's black. It looks almost like a Tootsie Roll, or not a Tootsie Roll, a Hershey's Kiss. So it's really cute. So I kind of want to wrap it with like aluminum foil to kind of lean into that, you know? Maybe not, who knows? Okay, y'all, those are my monthly favorites for the month of July. If you have any favorites that you want to share, any beauty recommendations, please let me know. I did this whole video in my robe. I meant to change, honestly, but this was just so comfortable, so yeah, I just kind of kept it on. I might just keep it on all day today. Who knows? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. Bye.